Release yourself from prison. There are a lot of messed up psychological studies. One of the worst and most controversial is the famous Stanford prison experiment. The way it was allegedly set up was a bunch of college students signed up for an experiment. Half would randomly be the guards and half would randomly be the prisoners. As the popular history goes, the guards really got into their guard roles and the prisoners really got into their prisoner roles. And although the students were told they could leave at any time, this didn't turn out to be the case. One prisoner was locked in a closet by the guards. And once he realized it was much more serious than a simple experiment, he wanted out, screaming and yelling and pounding on the doors. But they wouldn't let him out. The guy in charge of the study thought it was okay. All of his colleagues thought it was okay. Even though the guards were getting far too into their roles, even though plenty of the prisoners wanted the experiment to end, all the real authorities, the professors, kept it running. Only when the main professor's girlfriend told him he should end it did he end it. So not only did the guards get too comfortable with their authority, so did the real authorities. Some of the students who happened to be prisoners were under the impression that it would be a pretty boring experiment, and a few of them figured they'd use the time to study for exams. Little did they know they'd be trapped in a real prison and in very real terms, very much against their will. Our brains are very, very powerful. We can use our powerful brains for logic and rational thinking. We can use our rational brains to invent things to help people. Or we can use our brains to keep ourselves trapped. Despite how horrific the Stanford experiment was, some even believe the main professor should have been prosecuted. It shows how little it takes for us to believe things that aren't real. Everybody's heard about the elephant metaphor. That if you keep it tied up in its youth, you won't need the rope when it's older. It'll just assume the rope is still there. Humans are the same way. Plenty of the programs that run our lives were programmed in a long time ago. The restrictions we imagine to be true are just like that elephant's rope. It's not there anymore, but we act as if it is. This is where all social anxiety comes from. We are natural little kids running around hoping to explore the world. Back then, that was dangerous or maybe embarrassing for the adults, so we got yelled at. So we imagine the same thing is going to happen today. Logically, this doesn't make any sense. But logic cannot overrule emotions. Emotions have to be carefully taken apart so you can get to the social confidence that is on the other side. To learn how, visit mindpersuasion.com/3x3.